Hello, welcome to episode 14 of Johnny Talks. The title of this video is Money Can't Buy You Personality. We're all going to die, eventually. And we will not be remembered for how much money we had. We will be remembered for the kind of person we were. Let's take two people here. Okay, you've got a homeless person with no money. He's got dirty clothes. He's got no home. He's got no car. He's got no money. He's homeless and he's poor. Then let's take a very rich person with plenty of money, nice clothes, cars, nice house, and all of that. The reality is that homeless and poor man could have a far better personality than the rich man. So let's say that the rich man has the shittiest personality in the world. I mean, treated people like garbage. Was a complete prick. How many people are going to show up to this guy's funeral when he dies? So what good was all his money and flashy cars, nice clothes and nice house? What good was all that when nobody showed up to his funeral? Because he was an absolute asshole and his personality was absolutely shite. Whereas the death of that homeless poor man would have affected so many people because he had a nice personality. He probably treated people with respect, kindness, and his death would touch the hearts of many people. And a lot of people will remember him because of his personality and they'll show up to his funeral. So money can't buy you a personality. Money can buy you anything. Money can buy you nice clothes, flashy cars, can buy you a mansion. You can buy anything you want. And you can be so successful, you know, in terms of your work, business, and you could feel like you have the best life in the world. But if your personality, which is something you cannot buy, is complete shit, people are not going to like you. They'll like you for your money. They will like you for your flashy car and everything that you have. But they know deep down inside that the person is a prick, that they've got a shit personality. So that is so money cannot buy you a personality. Personality is something you cannot buy. We all have a personality. We all try to work on our personalities as we go through life. Try to be a better person, but you can't buy it. You just can't buy a personality. That is just, it's a priceless gift. Is all of our personalities. We all have different personalities. Some people are happy, some people are angry, some people are just pricks. That's that. So I think we should all think about that, because let me paint a very grim picture for you, okay? Everything rots in the end. Everything rots. You will be completely forgotten about if you don't leave a lasting impression on the people around you. Because you can buy You could buy 3 mansions across the world, big gigantic mansion houses worth millions. You could have an entire car park full of flashy cars and flashy clothes, and could have all of that. But all of that will rot away. All those mansions will eventually crumble. Those cars will eventually become cans of Coca-Cola. Fight. And everything will just rot and crumble away. And that person's very life will crumble away, because they will die. They will be placed in a wooden box. They will go 6 feet under. And the maggots and bugs on the ground will chew away at their flesh. And all that will be left is their dusty skeleton. And above, their tombstone will eventually rot and wither away. So every materialistic thing that person has ever owned, including their own body, will eventually rot away. And what will that person be remembered for? Because people won't remember his home because it'll be destroyed. People won't remember his cars because they will be gone. The person will be remembered for who they were, the lasting impression that they made on the people around them. Was that person kind to his family and friends? Was the person make a true difference in the world? So what kind of personality does this guy have? I mean, as I said, if he was a complete prick and he treated people like shit and treated people like garbage, I can tell you for a fact that people won't really think of this person in years to come. So I really feel like, what's the meaning of life? Man, if I had to make a video about the meaning of life, I would be dead by the time the video would end. That's such a complex thing to talk about. I'm not going to talk about the meaning of life, but I do feel like the single most important thing of life, of all of our lives, is how we can make a genuine change in this life. And I'm not talking about massive things, like I'm not talking about becoming president of your country and stuff. I just mean just making a lasting impression, just leaving behind some kind of a legacy. Like, were you known for always cheering people up? That would be a trait that you will have, that will be passed on for generations, and people will remember you for that. That's a little thing that can change the world. Literally, okay, maybe not change the world, but what I'm saying is you're leaving behind something that people will remember you for, and like that comes down to your personality. It comes down to what kind of a person that you are at the end of the day. I'm not gonna lie, I'm struggling with this video, to be honest with you. I had this idea in my head and it's crumbling away. It's crumbling away like the rich man's mansion. But no, I'll keep it rolling nonetheless. Like we all want money, don't we? We all want money. So we all crave to be successful. We all crave wealth. We all crave money. We want to be that guy in the mansion with 2 Ferraris outside. We want to be able to open our fancy wardrobe, you know what I mean, in our massive bedrooms, and take out a nice silk suit, you know, and walk down the road like an important person. We all crave that deep down inside, and that's normal. There's nothing wrong with that. But just remember that you can buy your suit You can buy your cars, you can buy everything, but you cannot buy a personality. Just remember that a personality is something that will not die. Your personality will not die, it will not fade, and it will not rot. People will always remember your personality, the kind of a person you were, and what kind of a lasting effect you have left behind. I am telling you, if you live your life being a complete prick and being a complete asshole to the people around you, I am telling you for a fact, you will not be remembered. Like, people will just, well, actually, the thing is, people actually might remember you, but they'll remember you for being an absolute prick. You know? Like, they're not gonna say, oh, this is the guy who had a lovely mansion. What a great guy he was. No, they could say, this is the guy that had a mansion that ridiculed me for living in a standard house. You know, that's what people will remember he or her for. So yeah, well, the old saying is money can't buy you happiness, which is pretty much kind of changing around a little bit, and I'm specifically talking about personality. I've heard of people, I don't mean any disrespect when I say this to any families or friends who have dealt with suicide in their family, but I know, not personally, but I've been made aware of many people who have had lots of money, lots and lots and lots of money, and they ended their life. They ended their life through suicide. See, because money does not buy you happiness. It cannot buy you happiness. You're not going to be happy. Like, you can buy a flashy 60-inch TV, but happiness is not found in the materialistic world. Happiness is love. Happiness is intimacy. Happiness is health. Being able to wake up in the morning healthy and going to bed at night healthy. Happiness can be found in the things that you cannot buy, not in materialistic stuff. If you're very young watching this video, you're too young, no offense, but you're too young to understand what I'm saying right now, because you're living in a very bubble life. And again, I don't mean any disrespect, but if you're young, you're relying on your parents. You don't have to work. You don't have to worry too much about relationships and stuff like that. You're living in a bubble, and in that bubble, happiness is brought to you by a toy, or a console, or a game, or, you know, the latest soccer jersey. That's what happiness. That's where you find your happiness. But that's because you're young, and you're dependent on your parents and family and adults to basically sustain your life. But when you become an adult and you're no longer dependent, you're self-dependent, you're independent, and you're out there in the big bad world. You no longer find happiness in materials. You want to find love. You want to find a relationship. You want to find a family. You want to find your place in the world. That's what it is. When you go out into the big bad world, you want to find your place in it. Where do I fit in it? You can't just sit. You know, you can't just be the person you were when you were a kid and just expect everything to arrive on your lap. You know, when you step out into the real world, you've got to find your place. I think a lot of people who have all the money in the world, even with all the money in the world and all their cars and all their houses and all their clothes, they still don't find their way in this world. They still don't find their place in this world. I feel like the video is going smoothly now. This is what I wanted to kind of say. They're lost. They're confused. They're hurt. They're upset. I mean, here's one for you. What good is a mansion if you're coming home to it alone? Fight. What good is a 50-inch 4K TV, hell, 8K TV in Japan? What good is sitting down watching that with nobody beside you? What good is having a Ferrari if you can't have somebody sitting beside you in that Ferrari? In other words, what good is all of your money if you're going to be alone with it? No, I'm not saying everyone who has money is alone, but then again, a lot of people need to realise maybe the person next to them is just beside them because of your money. So that's why there's a lot of people who have all the money in the world and they end up ending their life through suicide because they can't handle the pain of being alone, or just the pain of anything. It doesn't have to be alone. I mean, just using that as an example, I mean, money can't buy you happiness because happiness is not found in materials. So when your time comes and when you die, it's not going to matter how much money you had. People get up and talk about you, at your funeral. Like, I don't think anybody's going to stand up there and say this guy had an amazing Ferrari, an amazing mansion, had all the money in the world. They're going to talk about who this person was. And again, if you were the kind of person who had personality of a fucking peanut, I don't think people are going to have much things nice to say about you. So that's just why at the start of the video I gave an example of two people. One was homeless and poor, and the other was extremely rich and had a mansion and had everything in it. But what was inside of these two people was a personality, something you cannot buy. And I mentioned the fact that let's just assume that the homeless and poor person had just such a warm, bubbly personality, and anybody around this person felt so happy and warm and felt like that they mattered around this person or something. I don't know. I mean, everyone's personality is different. But then I get the example in at the rich guy in the mansion with all the Ferraris, had a shit personality and treated people like garbage. Nobody wanted to be around this person other than the fact that he had all this money and cars and everything else. And what if once he was dead, like I said, people were happy with the fact that he was dead? I mean, you got to think about that. If you're somebody listening to this right now who has a lot of money or wants a lot of money, just think about that. Think about what kind of personality you have, because your personality is immortal. Personality is what lives on. I think people say, what is the meaning of life? My short answer to that question is personality. That's the meaning of your life, your personality. What are you passing on to your family? What are you passing on to your friends? What are you passing on? I don't think it's about, I'm going to give you the house and I'm going to give you my car. I'm going to leave you with $5 million or euro. It's not about leaving behind a will or leaving behind the business. It's about leaving behind the personality. That is the meaning of life, and that is the afterlife is your personality. That's the afterlife, your personality. If you lose somebody in life that you love, you're going to think about them, you're going to think about who they were and all the nice things they did for you. And that comes down to their personality, and that will live on forever. I know this video is a little bit deep, but it's just something that we need to think about, because we're all going to die. This world feels like they're untouchable these days. They just don't understand how vulnerable they actually are. They don't understand just how fragile these people are. I mean, hey, listen to this, okay? You can have all the mansions, all the cars in the world, the suits in the world, but you come face to face with an Arctic truck coming at you with 90 miles an hour, man, you're fucked. Your mansion is not going to protect you. Your car is not going to protect you. Your clothes are not going to protect you. You know, your fragile bones will shatter into a million pieces. Your flesh will be ripped off those bones. And the only thing that will survive is your personality. So just try to be aware of your personality. My personality is, I can either be, I don't know, I'm actually not going to talk about my personality, but I like to think that I have somewhat average personality. But it is something I do think about from time to time. I think about, like, what am I leaving behind? You know, because it's not about leaving behind the materialistic stuff of life. But I know that there's a lot of people, like, we all know there's a lot of people who just, you know, I gotta have that new TV, I gotta have that new console, I gotta have money. It's understandable, like, it's perfectly understandable, but I just want to make a point though, that there's no, like, you're not a better person because you, this is, I suppose, I'm making a terrible fucking job with this video, to be honest with you, but still rolling, we're still live, so keep it going. You're not a better person because of your money. You're not, and you never will. So don't ever think that you're better than the homeless person, you know, lying on the street with dirty clothes, no home, no car, no money. Don't ever think just because you have your flashy suit and your flashy car and your flashy home that you are a better person. Don't ever think that. Because if you think that, you're just delusional. And, you know, you will just be remembered for being a complete asshole. Just understand that that homeless person that you could be looking down on could have a personality far bigger than your car or your mansion or your bank account. Boom. I like that, if I do say so myself. So yeah, I mean, that guy's personality, that homeless, poor guy's personality could actually be far bigger than this rich man's bank account. And it's not the rich man's bank account that he will be remembered for, he or she will be remembered. I always say he, naturally, it's just something I do. He or she will not be remembered for their bank account. They will be remembered for the personality. No, I'm just, when I say personality, I mean, like, personality just is everything, basically. Like, it's basically who you are as a person. That's what I mean by personality. Who you are as a person. I'm not saying, oh, this person had a very funny personality. I just mean, like, that too, like, but just personality as in, like, what kind of a person you were, what kind of things that you do in life, stuff like that. Stuff like that. It's like this, right? Imagine a homeless person is in the one spot in the city the whole time. You know, he or she basically lives there, sleeps there, okay, sleeps rough there. He's got no home, he's got dirty clothes, he's got no money, but he's always there in the one spot. And imagine he always had a smile on his face. Always. No matter what, he always had a smile on his face. And let's say you were passing this person every day, and he, every single time he saw you, he'd say, hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Every day you saw him. This homeless, poor, dirty, I don't mean dirty as in, I don't mean that like as in, like that I'm looking down on him, I just mean he or she. Dirty as in, like, dirty clothes, no money, homeless and poor. Every time you saw this person, they would say hello to you, how are you? Now let's compare that to you're walking down the street and you always see this man rushing to work, flashy suit, briefcase. And let's say you accidentally bumped into him, he or she, and they turned around and said, hey, watch it, I have to go to work, like unlike some people. Now imagine, like, you could actually have a job, you mightn't have a job, but imagine they presumed because you were an average person, you know, with average clothes, that they presumed that you did not work, and they said something like that. They, like, said, watch yourself, watch it there. Some people have to go to work, unlike others, something like that. Imagine. And imagine like that person always gave you a nasty look ever since. Now, who would have the better personality there? It's safe to say that the homeless and poor person has the better personality. The fact that they always said hello to you, how are you? Now, let's say you find out that that person died. The poor homeless person died. I mean, you would say, oh, that's a nice guy that always said hello to me. And they will be remembered. And every time that person passes the spot, we'll always remember that person for who they were. Whereas the absolute asshole, the rich asshole, probably will not be remembered because of the fact that he's such an asshole to people. Or else he'll be remembered for being that, for being the asshole. But nobody's going to care that he's dead. And that's a big thing, isn't it? Like, would you like people to care when your time is up? But if you do, I think you need to kind of ensure that that you have somewhat of a nice personality. Because again, like, money cannot buy you happiness, because happiness is not found in materials. As materials, as in like physical materials, as in houses, as in cars, as in clothes. It's not found there. Well, I mean, we're 26 minutes into the video. I think people can understand this video. I think they can get what I'm trying to say. Because I know sometimes I just ramble on way too much. I repeat myself way too much. And I get a bit mixed up. You know, my points are kind of all over the place. But I would think that the average person would clearly understand what I'm trying to say in this video. It's just basically that money can't buy you happiness, and you can have all the money in the world, but if you're an asshole, you know, when your time is up and you die, you know, you will be remembered to be an asshole as opposed to all the money you had. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to say in this video. So I think anyone watching will clearly understand what I'm trying to say. Basically, the video does not need to be this long, but I don't like making videos that are too short. But again, I kind of hate making videos that are too long. So I'm going to limit this video for 40 minutes. And in fact, that's actually too long, to be quite honest with you. But nonetheless, I will limit this video to 40 minutes. So maybe I'll spend the remaining 10 minutes just wrapping up this video and just kind of putting together everything that I'm trying to say in this video. So the title of the video is Money Can't Buy You Personality. It can't. Money can buy you a flashy mansion and flashy Ferrari cars and flashy clothes, but it cannot buy you a personality. And your personality is what people will remember you for when your time is up, not what you ever owned or not how much money you had. Money can't buy you happiness, because happiness is not found in money, it's not found in cars and mansions. Happiness is found in the things you cannot buy, the things like love, and just, you know, family, friends, you know, friendship, family, stuff like that. That's the stuff that money cannot buy. As I said, like, what good is having a flashy mansion if you have nobody beside you? You know, what good is driving around in a flashy car if nobody is beside you? You know, what good is your money if you can't even share it? You know, that kind of a thing. Like, you know, that's basically what I'm saying there. Person with no money, the person with no clothes, the person with no home could have a heart and a personality and happiness far bigger than a rich man's bank account or a rich man's house. And that's what we need to take on board. That's what we need to realise. I think we all need to realise that. I know most people do, like, to be honest with you. It's not. This isn't the most controversial video I've made. Like, I've made a far more controversial videos than this, where people be like, "Oh, I don't know if I agree with that," but I think everyone will agree that money does not buy you happiness. I think everyone will agree that. I mean, we all need money. It's just unfortunately the way the world is designed, isn't it? You know, we all need money. We all need to pay bills. We all need to fucking pay our rent, food, whatever. We all need clothes. We all need shelter. We all need money, but like, it's not going to matter when the time is up. It's not something that should determine that should dictate your life, really. It shouldn't be the blueprint of how you live your life, is what I'm saying there. I just think it's your personality that will be your legacy, basically. Like, what kind of personality do you have? I've got one viewer right now. I love doing this. I love doing this to my viewers. I like putting the spotlight on them. It's like, hey, you, the front. I see you. I'm putting the spotlight on you right now, one viewer. Because I know you're watching. It's telling me that you're watching. Don't hide. You can't hide. I'm telling you. I put the spotlight on you right now. I can see you. Well, I can't see you. But I know that you're watching. Get interactive. If you're one of my haters, I don't care. I'll give you the John Cena treatment. The Roman Reigns treatment. You want to hate me? Hate me. No, I'm serious though. It doesn't bother me if you're a hater. It doesn't bother me if you disagree with me. I got far bigger things in life to worry about, whether somebody likes me or doesn't. I really, truly do. I've got far bigger problems in my life to worry about those things. So, whoever you are watching, get interactive. Say hello, say fuck you, say whatever you want. Or maybe you just don't have the balls to. That's understandable too. That's understandable. I know some people just don't have the balls to talk shit about me. I've heard people talking shit about me, saying things about me. So yeah, maybe you're just one of those people who just prefers to hide behind the screen, even though I can clearly see that you're watching. Hide behind the screen and talk shit about me. That's fine. Go ahead. That's all cool. So back to the video. So there's soon to be 7 minutes left in the video. We're all going to die. Haha. Happy weekend. Happy Saturday. We're all going to die, but we all are though. We all are going to die, and we need to be conscious of what we're leaving behind in our life. But you know what though? Not even what we're leaving behind. Actually, you know what? Forget death. Forget death for a second. Forget death for a second. Let's talk about life. The life that we're currently living. Like, what kind of life are we living? Like, are we really getting happiness out of money? Like, will we really get happiness out of money? Like, you're not though. I'm telling you. Right? You know, just pull the bandage off right now, because you're actually not going to be happy in the long term. Because I am telling you, for a fact, happiness is not found in materialistic objects. They're not. Family, friendship, love, all of those things are the things that bring you happiness. Looking at your newborn baby, that's happiness. Looking at the person you love, that's happiness. You know what I mean? Like moving into your first home, and this is where you can kind of blend the two together in a way. Having a house can bring you happiness, but not if you're there alone. The moving in with the person you love into your home, that's happiness. You know, there's little things like that. Hearing the person you love asking you to marry them, that's happiness. That's all happiness, and it's you can't buy that. Well, I know some cultures around the world have like pre-arranged marriages and stuff like that, but that's another story for another day. Yeah, happiness. You can't buy it. Can't buy it. And happiness ties in with your personality as well. You can't buy personality. Can't buy happiness. It's just something you either have or you don't. It's kind of as blunt as that, really. You either have it or you don't. You can't buy it. Like, if I don't have a car, I can buy it. If I don't have a house, I can buy it. But if I don't have happiness, I just don't. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. But point I really want to highlight though is it's your personality that will live on, and all of your money, all of your materialistic stuff will not be remembered at all. Your personality will be. So if you're being a complete asshole in life, you will be remembered for being the asshole. The asshole in the mansion, the asshole in the Ferrari, but you will still be an asshole. Boom. Whereas the homeless, poor person, you know, sleeping on the streets, you know, who had a nice personality, was kind and caring, that is who they will be remembered for. So that's pretty much all I want to say in the video. Episode 14 of Green Herp Gaming, or Johnny Talks. Johnny Talks. Green Herp Gaming is still the name of my YouTube channel, of course, but this is Johnny Talks, where I talk about anything really. Started off talking about just real kind of, I suppose, I don't know really. Johnny Talks is just topics basically, whatever I want to talk about. Could be politics, could be aliens, which I have talked about. It could be anything. I could be calling Mohammed a paedophile live on YouTube. I could be saying I believe in aliens. I could be pissing off feminists. Man, you never know what you're going to get in Johnny Talks. Some videos could be really boring. Some videos I could be full of energy. Some videos I could be talking gibberish. It's live. It's the joys of live. It's what I like about YouTube. When I go live, you just never know what's going to happen. But I know that I'm learning though. I make my videos too long. Far too long. I think my message is so simple, and I think about 90% of the population will understand what I'm saying. You know, the rest of 10% are just too busy fucking hoes snorting cocaine in the mansion to actually give a shit. But yeah, fuck it. Just remember that having all the money in the world feels nice, but what feels even nicer is knowing that people actually like you. And people will not like you. They will not like you for. They won't like you for your money. They will like what you have, but they won't like you. Like the saying is they like you for your money, but they don't actually like you. It isn't you they like, it's the money you have. So just remember that you will be remembered for your personality. And remember that money can't buy you happiness either. No, I want to, even though I said I was going to finish the video. Did I say 30? Oh no, I said 40. But anyway, to my viewer who's watching, I love doing this. Well, let me get some chewits. Oops. What did I do? Am I still alive? Sorry. Thought I ripped my headset out. I love doing this because I know somebody's watching. I love doing it. I swear to God. Fuck, you're the one stalking me. Like, I can get weird. You're stalking me. I can fucking stalk you back. Is that a thing? Can you stalk a stalker? Is that a real thing? Can you do that? Fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. There's no shit's given. But no fuck's given is what I'm going to say. Well, I'm going to guess that you're one of my lurkers anyway, by the fucking... Obviously you're a lurker. Because you're just watching and you're not saying nothing. Do you know, I actually don't have any haters. I don't have any haters because I haven't received any hate. I haven't gotten any hateful comments. I don't have any haters. I just have lurkers and people who don't have the balls to to say shit to my face. That's what I have. I actually think that's fucking funny, to be honest. If I say so myself. I really do. So I'm eating my chewits now. And yeah. I actually don't want to say now, to tell you the truth. So yeah, I actually don't have any haters. Haters are people who leave hateful comments in my videos. Let's have a look at some of my comments, shall we? Wait. I don't have any haters. Yeah. My videos. Okay. Let's go to episode 11 of Be Yourself, part 2. Actually, that was the wrong one, actually, right? Let's see episode 1. Okay. Left a like and up the vids from the legendary ProChronicsVlogz, who I'm giving a shout to right now. Left a like and up the vids. No hateful comments there. No seconds out. I hate YouTube with live, when I do a live stream, not on PlayStation, no, but when I do a live stream on my phone, to see the comments I have to load up the live chat, but I only see the comments when they actually appeared at a time, so it's kind of fucked up, really. So in other words, you have to kind of fucking, Jesus Christ, these fucking chewits are fucked up. Sorry. I'm having, this is fun, I'm having random, because I know there's somebody watching right now. Jesus. I don't know what I should be. Oh, it's gone! Ha ha! Ha ha ha! He gone. Motherfucker. I'm gonna make another video. What will I call it? What will I call it? Let me think. I'm trying to think what to call the next video. I'm in the right mood now. You know? To chew my chewits, I'm thinking of the next video to make. See, I don't know, like, I mean, when I first started off Johnny Talks, it was like a kind of like issues and topics, but like it doesn't have to be about, like, just talk. Johnny Talks. That's a bit. I actually don't know what to say. Think of a video to make. Let me think. What was this, the 13th episode? Is it? No, 14th episode. So I've covered a lot, but there's definitely more that I could talk about without a shadow of a doubt. There was definitely more stuff that I can talk about.
Fight.
Let me think. So yeah, money can't buy you personality. I've gone back to my video now. Oh yeah, I think of a new video. I just think it's hilarious how people think that they're a better person because they have more money than the person beside them. What they don't realize is that they are just flesh and bone. Flesh and bone. The same flesh and bone of the person beside them.
Fight.
And eventually our flesh and bone will rot away because we all die. So all of your money, it will mean nothing when you die. Life sucks and then you die. Famous words of Vince McMahon. So I think it's safe to say this video has gotten a bit random now. But took a break from Green Herb Gaming because I wanted to just genuinely talk about things that actually matter. I don't think this topic doesn't matter. I think it matters. I think people need to realize that money is not important in terms of who you are as a person. But I want to talk about something. I don't know what to talk about though. I get inspiration sometimes, you know. I just think of something and I'm like, yeah, I want to talk about that. But, oh yeah. No, I can't do that because yeah, I covered so much. I covered so much. So I don't want to talk about the same thing. Oh man. What will I say? What will I say? What will I say?
Fight.
I have an interesting video that I want to make. So yeah, I'm going to make a new video now. Thank you everyone who watched this episode of Johnny Talks, episode 14. Money can't buy you personality. Remember that. Big shout out to ProChronicsVlogz, L4 Electricity Kid, Epic Kid 23, Black Knight the Gamer, Delay, Aiden, Mindpix Gaming, Hamano Games, and all of me lovely supporters and subscribers. So, thank you for watching and goodbye.